Alright, so I'm just gonna make this brief, make it real quick. If you comment something on my videos that have absolutely nothing to do with the videos, and you try to make it as a diss, whether you talk about how fat I am or whatever, or you want to make innuendos towards food and shit, and I'm not talking about food, or I'm not talking about someone else eating, I'm just gonna block you. I'm not gonna comment back and forth anymore. It's not worth my time, and it's not worth my effort. And the fact is, a lot of you stupid trolls and shit, that I'm assuming, I'm basically gonna strongly believe that you are funded and backed by YouTube, because there's no reason why it seemed like a bunch of faceless people have the most to say, and people who, even though they may not have a avatar or something like that, they can, some of them hold decent conversations, but the rest of y'all just be on some other stuff. So with that being said, if I'm talking about, I don't give a damn what the hell I'm talking about. If I'm talking about black women, if I'm talking about sports, if I'm talking about taking a shit, if you come up there and you talk about something else that ain't got nothing to do with the video and comment on it, because my thing is this, and this was my goal when I first started trying to do videos on a more serious note. I want men to have the ability to gather and speak their mind without the influence, without a female influence, and without the influence of simps. And if I see people, whether they're real trolls or they're actual users, if you dislike my videos so much, why the hell do you watch them? You know what I speak about. I speak about real topics, and I speak about everything. That includes black women. They are not excluded from the conversation. That might piss some of y'all off. I really don't give a shit. But I talk about everything. Anything that pops into my mind, that's what I talk about. I talk about black women probably the most, because I've had more interactions with them than I've had with any other race of women or ethnicity of women. So I have the most to say about those who I have the most experience with. I don't have a lot of experience with dealing with white women on any level, whether it was intimately or whether it was just on a friendship level, or any Asian or whatever. I have never dealt with any other ethnicity more than I've dealt with black women. So, with that being said, and me telling you up front, this is what I'm talking about and what I'm going to talk about. If I see you comment anything about my weight, comment about how much I eat, when that's not the point of the topic of the conversation, and you're trying to say that as a diss because you have no argument, you have no valid argument to counter what I'm saying, I will block you. I'm not going to respond. I'm just going to block you, because I don't need that kind of stupidity on my page, and I don't want that kind of stupidity on my page, where people are just coming there to freaking argue. Like, if you want to have a dialogue, or if you disagree with what I say, fine. Provide detailed reasoning as to why what I'm saying is wrong. At the end of the day, it's just an opinion. So if you don't like my opinion, if you have a better opinion to offer, then offer it. But if you're just going to sit there and call me names just because you don't like the fact that I'm talking about black women, or you think I'm talking about you, then I'm just going to block you. I have no reason to let you be on my page just saying all types of dumb shit and not really you're not arguing anything. You just come in, you say what you say, and you bounce. So I'm just going to block you. I'm not going to delete your comment. I'm just going to block you. Now, I don't know if by default it deletes your comments, but I'm just going to block you. Because at that point, you're just being an asshole. You're not trying to have a dialogue. You just want to talk about the fact that you think that I'm so fat. And I keep telling y'all motherfuckers, don't believe what you see in my face. I'm definitely not skinny, but I'm definitely not fat. So if you want to keep going with that narrative, fine. Be a dumb fuck. That's your choice. That's your prerogative. But at the end of the day, If I'm talking about black women, you talk about my weight. If I'm talking about black dudes, you talk about my weight, or you talk about anything else. And it ain't because you calling me fat or saying I'm fat or whatever the case may be. It's not that doesn't offend me. I've already said numerous times. I went through that shit growing up as a kid, because as a kid I was way fatter than I am now. So that shit, I'm numb to that shit. It's the fact that you're destroying the conversation and you're altering the conversation to something that I'm not making it. And I don't appreciate that shit. Because at the end of the day, this is my platform. No matter how small it is, this is my platform. This is what I'm saying, this is what I'm putting out. Now, if you don't like it, you have the right to not like it. You have the right to thumbs it down or whatever the case may be. But you're not going to make stupid comments about something else as a diss when now if you want to diss me on what I'm talking about, that's perfectly fine. Like if I was coming around talking about, oh, fat women are so fat and this and that, and then you wanted to come back and say, well, look at you, dog. Hey, that's on topic. I'm talking about fat black women. You saying, well, dude, look at you. You fat too. All right. But if I'm talking about behavior and I'm talking about detrimental behavior, and you want to come up there and you want to talk about how fat I am, then nah, I'm just going to block your ass. Because at that point, you're not trying to talk about the topic at hand. You just want to be a fucking dick. So that's all I really got to say, and I'm going to make this real quick. So you keep talking that shit, you're going to get blocked. Simple and plain.